Hello, everybody, and welcome to your reading, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra. Welcome to your February reading, guys. This reading will be with you for the month of February 2022. Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, with Venus and Jupiter in your individual planetary position, guys. Okay. So we'll check your energies for the month of February. Take the guidance, take the advice, see what you can do with that around this portion in time. And let's welcome our spirit guide, angel, our ancestors, and my divine source into this reading for you, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, your energies for the month of February 2022. Let's see what your energies are talking about around this portion in time. Okay. So they're saying communication is key. Your dreams need a practical plan. A new start is coming, Libra. Okay. The bottom of the deck is nothing is set in stone, right? So what they're saying is that things can change, right? Things can change, plans can change, directions can change, anything can change, because whatever you had decided before, whatever your life you had planned out, chalked out, you had thought about, you might discover that nothing is set in stone. Things change, and change is the only constant factor in everybody's life. You, mine, everybody, right? So nothing is set in stone. So what they're saying is you have to be flexible. That's the message, right? You have to have a flexible way of thinking, understanding, communication, right? Because communication is key. New moon in Gemini, right? So there could be, you have to be more versatile. That's what they're saying. The way you talk, the way you communicate, it's that energy of being versatile, being witty, being humorous, right? But at the same time, knowing how much you have to say, the way you put your words through, the way you communicate. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. So things are, you also have to watch your communication, how you talk, how you say things, because that's what they're saying, don't be too light about your opinions, your plans, or your way of thinking. Don't take it in the way that, oh, okay, I just said it and then tomorrow I forget about it, right? No. So however way you talk, whether you're being humorous, whether you are being versatile, whatever the way you communicate, you should always keep in mind that whatever you're planning, whatever you're thinking, should have a practical reality, touch of practical reality to it. Because there could be a chance that some of you might meet somebody in your life at this point, who might be very witty, who might be very humorous, who can make you laugh. But when it comes to being practical, you might end up finding that they don't really have a long-term goal in mind, right? So that could be the kind of energy. So you have to watch for that, because there is a new start, right? A new moon. It's a new start that is starting to build up in the month of February for you. Okay, so that's what they are saying, that don't take things for you too. Don't take things lightly, right? Be humorous, be flirty, be light, But when it comes to your dreams, you will need a practical plan, a decision at that point in time. So, whatever, because there could be a lot of communication at this point between two people that can come up in your life, which will be like a walking direction to a new start that can take you towards a new direction in your life, right? But whatever the new direction you guys are heading towards or you're thinking of heading towards, you have to keep in mind about the practical part. Is it practical, or is it just you're being dreamy about the whole situation? You're not really putting that effort to think practically towards a long-term solution or a long-term goal, right? So they're telling you, that's what the message over here, guys, is coming up in here, is that they are telling you that do things, no problem, but keep in mind that changes, nothing is set in stone. Whatever the words, whatever the communication are, it can change anytime. People can go back on their promises. People might come up and say, oh, I didn't mean that, right? I didn't say that. I was not that serious about the whole situation. So you might come across a situation like that, where suddenly, out of the blue, you will discover, oh, there was no practical touch to the whole scenario, right? There was a lot of communication. There was probably a lot of fun in the communication. But again, you have to watch for that scene in here, because something new can start with this situation in your life if you can keep your head on your shoulder, is what they are telling you here, Libra. Okay, so watch for that, because you might meet somebody in your life who could be in that energy of the lovers or the Gemini energy, right? Where they can be really very versatile and witty about solutions about things, right? But again, if you want your dreams to come true, Libra, don't fall for that energy right away. Keep your head on your shoulders, because you are probably looking at a long-term goal in your life with somebody that you can depend on, right, towards a new start. So if that situation comes up, then again, you might be in a shock to discover all of a sudden that they have gone back on the promise, they have not kept their word, right? And so, yeah, watch for that energy, guys. So in the first part, you get the Two of Pentacles, you get the Magician, and you get the Four of Wands. So you're kind of undecided, basically, is what I'm getting with the Two of Pentacles. It's difficult for you to make a decision at this point, because the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups, right? It's because the Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Swords, right? So there has been in your life a situation where you had given up on something that is connected with your emotional part of the story, right? You were drained of hanging on to something which has been a lot of disappointment in your life, and it's because there has been a very painful ending with the Ten of Swords in your life, but it's a learning lesson. So from that learning lesson, you are coming to the point of understanding that you are not just, it's not required for you to kind of suspect anybody, be suspicious of any situation as such. But at the same point in time, it is necessary to take your time in order to make a decision right here for yourself, right? And this is where the Two of Pentacles, because, again, communication, somebody could be telling you a lot of things, right, towards making a promise, towards a kind of a reconciliation or a commitment towards you, right? But then at the same point in time, again, like I said, there is a lot of approach to your situation, how you approach that. So You're basically finding it, or you will find it a little bit difficult, Libra, at this point in time to perhaps, like I said, to perhaps, because again, this needs a practical approach towards a situation that is a long term situation, towards a celebration, a commitment, a marriage, a proposal, engagement, anything, right? So you have to watch for that. You have to take your time to decide if you really want to depend on this communication, if you really trust that communication, right? If you trust that words, if you think it is um, okay to go along with this situation, right? So, with the Two of Pentacles, it definitely is a serious issue of taking a call on this subject, right? The devil in the reverse, because you have to release yourself from that difficult situation, right? That is halting you, because there has been restrictions. Like I said, you have learned a learning lesson somewhere, right? With the Five of Cups. So obviously you're not being able to jump in right away towards something. And but again, there's, my spirit is saying that it's okay, take your time, but don't restrict yourself. Don't shut off everything. Don't keep yourself in in any kind of restriction. Release that, be more normal. Like, you don't have to hold back, you don't have to get scared, and that you don't know, like you're walking on a tightrope, you don't know what's going to come towards you the next moment, right? So what spirit is saying, don't feel like that, because that is kind of going to take us, it's stressful, right? It is stressful, it is not something you will enjoy. So release that energy, right? Because alchemist right here, don't be under pressure. Right, the Nine of Sword, yeah. Again, like I said, you seem to be under a lot of pressure, because this is where you're practically juggling with your decision all the time, Libra, whether you should do it, whether you should walk into it, whether you can go there, whether you can believe the words. you know there's a lot of stress and anxiety over this situation in here. But then somewhere you have to also convince yourself that if you hold on to this kind of an energy, it will not only take away your sleep in the night, but it will also put a lot of stress in your mental energy level. And you don't want that, right? You don't want that. So you have to make a conscious effort, Libra, around this portion in time, to give yourself a break from that energy. So try to be light, try to be humorous, try to be witty. Don't take everything very seriously, like it's the end of the world kind of an energy, right? Don't take everything so seriously sometimes. But again, keep in mind your dreams should have a practical plan, yes. But at this point, go a little bit slow on yourself. That's what they're saying. The Four of Wands, because there could be an energy here for, at least that's what I'm looking at, right? The Emperor, right? Where somebody could be coming forward towards you, right? Somebody could be leaving a situation and coming towards you. Somebody could be talking about, somebody could be in that situation of the Magician, where again, it's going to put you through a lot of stress, because you might feel guilty about a situation that has happened in the past that you were not aware of, but it's coming back to you, where the devil is released and where things might just be opened up in front of you. That might kind of stress you out as well for some of you. I'm even getting that, right? But you have to watch, because there will be, just talk to me about the Emperor, because, the Three of Pentacles, yeah. Somebody could be looking at an expansion, like I said, a new start is coming, Libra. So somebody could be asking you to expand your situation. It could be a business, it could be a personal situation, where probably earlier somebody might have had made a promise to you and did not keep that promise, right? And that could be the same person who could be coming back this time around and, and coming up with a plan of expansion, right? So nothing is set in stone, remember, so that the promise that somebody had made before, right, may have not been, like somebody has not kept their promise, and it shows you that nothing is set in stone, right? Somebody has walked away from that situation where they were perhaps juggling with more than one situation, you know, and could not really do the right thing logically as well, right? Where right now they could be coming back in a different shape and form towards you, Libra, is what I'm getting, and they could be saying, come on, let's go for the next phase of our life, let's go into the next phase of expansion. Now, like I said, for some it could be personal, for some it could be business opportunities, right? But somebody who possibly earlier left you juggling, left you hanging, is returning back into your life as a much better person. But now, since your question over here, it could be that you might have fallen into the trap before with that communication, because this person could be very humorous and gels well with you. There is a level of a mental vibration that goes well. Maybe you guys have clicked before very well, but you have somewhere you have realized that you probably cannot depend on this communication that is going to happen in your life again. So that could possibly, Libra, put you under some stress in here around this portion in time. But you have to release that stress, guys. You have to release that stress, because otherwise, this is going to be bad on you, in the sense that it's going to put you through a lot of anxiety, right? So this is what the first situation is. Then we have the Ten of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups in the reverse. So of course, somebody has gone back on their word over here. And that's an emotional part of the story where, they have not been able to keep up because of a low self-esteem. They left you because of something else, because of social problems, because of too much of responsibility they were carrying, on their head, where obviously they were not able to keep their word with you, right? And they just must have just left, where they are now again returning back to see if you are willing to move forward with them or with that person. Okay, please talk to me about the Ten of Wands. So clearly somebody over here, the Six of Swords, right? Somebody over here is, going through a period of transition. This is your energy. They're feeling very burdened about this situation, because they don't know if you would be willing to come back towards this situation, right? If you would be willing to, because there are a lot of baggages that you're holding at this point towards the past situation, right? Thing is that somebody could be stressed, or you could be stressed, feeling that even if you move, right, even if you say okay to this situation and you move, you will still have some of the baggages with you. It won't completely wash away, right? So you're trying to, like, you want peace, you want to go towards a peaceful scenario in your life, but then at the same time, you are finding it difficult, Libra, to move past the old baggage that has happened in here towards you or with you, right? Please talk to me about the Six of Swords. So definitely there is some kind of a confusion. Page of Pentacles, right? That universe is saying that possibly you need to start, or somebody is willing to start fresh with you. Somebody wants to make a fresh move towards you, but possibly you could be finding it difficult to believe that situation because you're carrying back the old baggage with you, right? Please talk to me about the Page of Pentacles. But somebody wants to manifest something with you, and it's an earth sign energy, guys. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. The Page of Swords. Yeah. Somebody wants to talk with you, be very frank and clear, but what is happening with you, Libra? Let me tell you. You are, because of a past situation with the Ten of Wands, where you have seen somebody in a different way, more so, have known that person or that situation to be different than your expectation, right? And this is where you're still kind of holding back a lot of memories, not so good about that situation in your life, in yourself, right? You want to get out of this energy. You want to feel better about yourself. You want to find back peace within yourself. You want to get away from the old memories that is still sticking on with you. But it's a little difficult of a transition, at this point, because somebody, like I said, this is a mark that is left on you from before, right? Where it is possible that somebody who is wanting to start a new, fresh communication with you will be very frank and honest about a situation in your life or in their life or something that concerns the two of you, right? They want to say something very openly and be frank about that situation, maybe with you, okay? But again, like I said, it's difficult for you to believe that because you are, like I said, you are still kind of holding back the past with you, right? Just talk to me about the King of Cups. And that's where probably you could be repressing a lot of your emotions as well. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, sorry, this was the Page of Swords, right? So something very fresh is coming up, where somebody is trying to understand if they can open a fresh new chapter with you, right? If it's possible, they are kind of trying to understand how they should communicate with you, what they should tell you, right? What is that you want to understand and know, right? Something very fresh. So they are trying to figure out, it's a very fresh approach they are coming up with in here, Libra, right? So whoever it is with a Gemini energy, it could be somebody that you love or you had a past connection with, and they want to make a very new start to this situation with you, but they're trying to understand, whether they're observing you at this point. For some of you, they are spying over your social network. They are trying to observe you. They are trying to find out how you're feeling, what your mood is, before they eventually open some communication with you over here, because they are probably repressing a lot of their emotion here that they want to open up and tell you with the Knight of Swords. They want to be very frank and open and honest about their situation with you because they want to approach the whole thing very from a very fresh point of view, right? So they could be repressing a lot of their emotions before, right? Where they hadn't really shown you that affection, hadn't probably told you how much they love you. Please talk to me about the Knight of Swords. But there's somebody who is coming in very quick with some kind, yeah, the Chariot. They're coming in with a lot of emotional approach to the story, guys. There is a lot of emotional approach. You know what it is, guys, is what I'm feeling. That maybe they were very naive before whoever it is had hurt you, right? This could be a past situation where somebody had left you because they had no self esteem, they had no self worth, right? And that kind of hurt you a lot, Libra. And that is a baggage you're carrying. But it also could be that it happened with you. That's what they're probably trying to tell you. It's because they were in the page energy. They hadn't really taken action on their they hadn't taken the right action because they were very naive in their understanding, that they had been talking in a different way that you possibly did not enjoy. They could have been talking about money, they could have been talking about their material possessions, something that you did not really enjoy because they were too naive, whoever it was in your life before, where they probably wanted to show. Please talk to me about the Page of Swords. The Four of Swords, yeah, where communication ended, right? Communication ended because somebody has realized that they were being too logical, or they did not have any kind of emotion towards you, right? I mean, relationships, friendship, partnership, they all the foundation is all very emotional. No relationship, no friendship can run only on logic and rational. You have to have emotions in that story, right? So you could have found that's where the communication probably ended, and somebody is trying to see, or somebody is trying to heal that situation that they have made a mistake on before with you, Libra. Yeah, they have made a mistake. So they are by themselves trying to heal from that situation because they are realizing that they had not really done or acted or communicated with you in the right way, right? So this is where the King of Cups is talking about emotion. Right now, with the King of Cups, right, somebody can be repressing their emotion way too much before, right? A Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy here. They have not been telling the truth. Not the truth, but they have just not been very affectionately showing their affections, right? They have been like kind of, oh yeah, that kind, right? Where you felt a lack of that emotions with the person concerned, right? So this is where this person, whoever it was, could be coming in very fast around this portion in time, right? At this time they are coming in, with a lot of emotional. They want to win over this situation emotionally. They want an emotional victory with you, Libra, because they've realized with the Two of Cups in the reverse, they have realized that this partnership had closed its door. There was a lot of folly in them, not in you, right? So they are kind of understanding the folly was because they hadn't pulled the Chariot in the right direction. And the Chariot is a Cancer energy, which is talking about emotions, which is talking about affection, whatever that situation is, right? Which is talking about two people emotionally moving on the same track in the right way. Please talk to me about the Chariot. So somebody has clearly or is clearly realizing that they have made a big mistake in here, right? Yeah, because here you are, the Six of Wands. They want to win you back, guys. They want the Six of Wands, right? They want to win you back. That is their victory. Because you have turned your back. You're very upset. The Queen of Swords, right? You have turned your back towards that situation with that person. And this person is because you don't want any BS over this situation, because you have already gone through some kind of a situation, where you're realizing that nothing is set in stone. Things can change. And this person could have really given you a hard time before, where you are kind of being very clear about the situation now, that unless this person comes back to you in the right way, with emotions in place, with the right approach towards you, you are not going to take any steps. So you are kind of bitter about the whole situation. That's where I told you the Six of Swords, you are carrying back some of the memories as baggages in you still, right? The Two of Cups in the reverse, because there was a lot of folly in love. The Magician, where alchemy is, right, Hanged Man, where somebody had probably or is patiently building on the situation. We'll see. So the Two of Cups in the reverse, there was a partnership that kind of ended in your case, guys. Okay, so which is where, again, a Gemini energy here. With the Magician, somebody is trying to be very humorous, wanting to come back, being witty about a situation, right? Wanting to put an end to that situation here, and bringing around a fresh turn of events in your life, right? The Hanged Man. So this is what they're thinking about, how to do it, whoever it is in your life, right? Because there are a lot of things this person has to leave behind in order to come towards, because this person or this energy is somehow enlightened about the whole situation now. They know what has happened in here, right, with the moon. They know that there are a lot of things that you could be now skeptical about, Libra, because you probably don't know a lot of story here at this point, right? So you could be skeptical about the whole situation. The High Priestess, where you could be silent about the whole situation because you want the truth out here first. You want to know the exact story before you kind of. So you could also be that energy where you are intuitively trying to figure things out at this point. Trying to intuitively, because you're very intelligent, right? So it also could be that some of you are very intuitive at this point in time and you already know what is happening, right? Or what is going to happen. So you're well aware, you're being intuitively informed, but you're quiet on this matter. You're not talking about it because you're waiting probably for the situation to really happen in your life. It also could be that. Or else you are, because of the Three of Swords, you're quiet because you don't want to get hurt. But intuitively, you are kind of figuring something over here by yourself, that has not yet been spoken or declared towards you or told, kind of told over here, right? Which is where the situation is that somebody is trying to come forward and win you back in the right emotional way. But again, when it comes to the right communication, right, and a new start, you need your plans to be super duper practical. You're not going to hang on to that energy, guys, where something can happen, might happen. No, no, no. If you are ready to move forward, you should have all your ducks in a row, right? You should know what you're doing. And this is where intuitively, guys, yeah, okay, this is where intuitively, yeah, this is what I'm getting now. This is where intuitively you are working on your own energy, because you know there is something that you still don't know about, because it hasn't been clarified. But again, you're trying to figure that out. You're sharpening your tools to understand what it is that is happening at this point in time that you are still not aware of completely. I mean, you're kept in the dark over here at this point, but intuitively, your inner knowing, your subconscious energy knows that there is some kind of a situation that is building up in here, right? That is building up in here. The Three of Swords, right? Because this situation is something that could concern a third party situation, interference. Please talk to me about the Three of Swords. It can be anything for anybody, right? The Ace of Cups, yeah. Somebody who could have earlier stopped you. The Empress. The Queen of Wands, right? And the Lovers. Okay. So you know something is happening because you have been hurt before. Now, this hurt could be that past situation that you're carrying still with you. And that is where you're juggling to release your own restrictions over situations in life, right? But you're definitely finding, like I said, you're definitely finding it hard to believe everything that somebody is going to tell you when it comes to an offer, maybe, that is waiting to happen here, of an expansion. So, like I said, it could be a very creative project, it could be a business project, it could be a personal project, but there has been a third party kind of an interference out here, which is where that emotion is something that the Empress, right? Which is where that emotional, you have probably left that emotional codependency as the Queen of Wands, right? Because if you are going to have the Lovers, right? Because again, if you want to bring back a relationship, a partnership, a friendship back into your life, you have to heal first about the situation that concerned your emotional abundance, right? Which is where you are making it very sure here, or you will be making it very clear here, that if you want to accept somebody back in your life as your professional, business, or your personal partner, to balance and harmonize the situation, it should be the first emotional part, which is very important in your case in here, right? Because then you have the Five of Swords, because this is where there is a learning lesson. This is where somebody could have had a hollow victory with their own ego for some, right? Hollow victory over ego, hollow victory over their ambition, over their drive, whatever they had, right? Please talk to me about the Five of Swords. So this time around, you are going to make sure that you don't face that same situation again, because you have learned a lesson, right? The Wheel. So the Page of Cups, yeah. So this time around, you're going to make sure that whoever comes to you, rich or poor, should come to you with the right emotional approach, or you're not going to accept that person back in your life clearly. The Three of Swords. Because somebody, you have again learned a lesson from this situation, and you're not going to encourage that situation, right? So if it is a commitment with somebody that you want, this person could have been really brutal with you before, whoever it is in your life, right? And that is where a new cycle might be cropping back into your life again after a learning lesson. After the lesson has been over, where you're realizing that money does not really matter. What matters is a new emotional experience that is going to make you happy, that's going to surprise you, that is going to bring back tears in your eyes, you know. The status, money, and all, it comes later. What the person can offer you as a part of their emotional situation is important to you, because this is what had failed to happen before, and this is where you have got very hurt, very hurt over a situation, excuse me, with somebody in your life who probably had been very stuck in their own doctrines, right? And did not have the wisdom to do things in the right way, right? Or if you want, or it could be a mentor, it could be anybody in your life. Please talk to me about the Hierophant, right? So, somebody who is approaching you, Page of Wands, yeah. Somebody who could be telling you that they had been very naive about the whole situation, where they have not been able to expand and break free from their old doctrines or conscious programming or their own traditions that they believed in their life, right? So this is a message. This is a message that you will possibly receive, right? If you decide, let me tell you guys, if you decide to welcome this relationship back, okay? And then you have the Page of Wands, because there is a lot of thrill that somebody had played on your mind, because they used to come in and they used to go out. But at the same time, you have learned that they did that because they were not serious about you. So they brought in a lot of thrill, but the thrill did not last for too long. Once the thrill was over, they left your company, right? They left you. So this is why, why? It's because they weren't possibly committed to something else. They possibly have a prior commitment in life, and they were not able to break free, or they were not able to take that risk towards breaking off from a previous commitment in their life. Right? So this is why they used to come in with a lot of thrill towards you, so that you can get enveloped in that thrill and will not pay attention to anything else that was going on under covers. Right? But this time around, you're very careful, or you will be very careful. Please talk to me about the Page of Wands. This time around, that person could be telling you that they are ready to take that risk, or they will take that risk, right? So with the Page of Wands, that in and out energy, the Four of Pentacles, right? You are stuck. You are not going to move, right? The Seven of Wands, yes, you're guarded. Yes, you're very guarded. The Nine of Cups, with regards to your wish fulfillment, you're not going to let anybody else the world, right? That there is a completion that is coming up. Let me see here, guys. Hold on. That you had been very guarded about a situation, right? Eight of Wands. Okay. So what is happening in here, guys, is that somebody will be telling you that they're going to take a risk in their life. They will break away from an old situation to come towards you, because they love you. They want to be with you. Okay. That's what I'm getting out here. Either the love, they want to partner up with you. They want to be with you. They want to be a part of your life. And for whatever reason, they will have to break a commitment they will break a commitment, right? That's the kind of energy that is showing up in here. Now, because earlier the same energy might have been different. They were not serious, they were more flirtatious, they were more impatient, they could get angry easily, but they had a lot of thrill. Whenever they came in, they brought in a lot of excitement in your life, right? But when the excitement was over and you turned back and you found the person has left, gone. So that was the energy, right? Where you are like the four of pentacles is where it's kind of made you insecure over the situation. You don't want to feel insecure about something or somebody in your life. You want to have a person over whom you can trust and depend. You don't want somebody coming in with a lot of thrill and then overnight the thrill is over, or 2 days later the thrill is over and boom, you don't see anybody. You don't want that energy, right? That is a very unsettling kind of an energy for you, Libra. You want somebody who is steady, who knows what they're doing, they're dependable, they're practical, they know what they're going to start with in your life, right? And they want to talk about plans based on practicality, not something that is thrilling, comes and goes. No, you don't want that. So that energy has already entered your life once, Libra. And that's where you're insecure about the whole situation, where the Seven of Wands, you're guarding that situation. You're guarding people from coming back with that same energy and upsetting your emotions or upsetting you once again, right? So you're guarded because you have wishes in your life. The Nine of Cups, right? And because of that situation, you have been guarding that situation for a long time, right? Where now you want some kind of a wish to be fulfilled, right? But there is an end to the story, the world. There is a completion. There is a completion where universe is saying, whatever you have been fearing, guarding, that your wish will never come true, your wish fulfillment will never happen, that situation is closing. And Eight of Wands, and something is moving, something very quickly. It'll be a little back and forth before happening, before settling down, but it will start off. It will start off towards a new direction of communication, action. It'll be a little off and on before, right? Or back and forth very quickly, like you'll talk for 2-3 days and then there is probably a little bit of a respite and then again the communication builds up, right? So that kind of an effect is taking place. Eight of Wands, right? That kind of a thing is taking place. The Five of Cups, which is also a learning lesson that you have, where it clears up your regrets. The Seven of Swords, okay, where okay, hold on guys. The Six of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so what I'm getting, guys, a truth, a breakthrough is coming in the communication, but it will happen slowly. It's not going to just burst open in front of you. You know what I mean? Because see, this energy had brought in a lot of excitement, had brought in a lot of thrill, but like explained, it came and it vanished, in and out. Okay, that kind of made you feel very insecure about your own situation. So somebody could have come with a lot of proposal about a business. For example, oh, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, right? And then overnight, you don't see that person anymore, right? And you might have invested something over there. You might have been waiting for the next part of the story to happen, which did not, because the guy or the girl vanished. So that kind of made you feel very insecure about your money as well. Some of you could have invested in that. So you're trying to protect that investment of yours and out of insecurity, right? And you're very closely guarding yourself so that somebody else might not enter your life to again, do the same thing. You don't want a repetition of the same situation, right? Because again, like I said, you fear that if that happens, your wish will never be fulfilled. And you do have desires, you do have wishes, you do have things you want to bring back into your life, right? So, but this situation of insecurity and being on guard and being always, you know, on the alert, that situation will close. And what is going to happen is this situation will build up. Like I said, back and forth communication for a couple of days, and then there is no communication. You might not hear anything or see anything happen, but then again, there will be a sudden rush of that energy, right? It will start off like that. It will kind of be a series of break and then start, right? Pause and then start, pause and start kind of an energy here, right? Which is going to help you because you would be sitting in a lot of regret over a situation from your past, right? There is a lot. So you also probably need time to understand the situation. So that break is essential so that you don't get pulled and sucked into that energy of talking all the time, because right now you could be going through, you could be coming out of that energy where you have learned about, you're kind of settling down because you're getting out of that energy of regret. So this communication will be kind of, like I said, back and forth because it's giving you time, Libra, to wrap your head around this portion in time on whatever is happening, right? The 5 of cups. And this is because 7 of swords, this is because you have that regret where you might, about a situation, or the 7 of swords, where you have seen people sneak in, right? And as I told you, you are very guarded because you have learned your lesson. So your communication could also kind of be a break and pause. You won't be talking, um, every day, kind of an energy I'm getting. Because again, you have, the 7 of swords. Because you could be fearful, right? It's a learning lesson that you don't want anybody. It's being much on guard and alert about somebody you feel is trying to sneak back into your life, right? And again, trouble you over a situation. So you don't want that. You want to depend, like I said, you want to depend on a person. You don't want any sneaky characters coming back, crawling back into your life. So your communication with somebody new, possibly, or even old, doesn't matter, will be kind of break and pause. I mean, pause and then start. You won't be like talking every day. There will be, because you want to analyze, you want to assess this situation before you actually decide if it is worth, um, you know, balancing this give and take. 6 of Pentacles, right? If you want to be a part and parcel to harmonize this relationship, maybe, or bring a balance of an equal give and take, right? With the 5 of Wands, because again, there could be difference of opinion between you and somebody here with regards to this give and take. There could be a difference of opinion here, right? Around this portion in time, or there had been a difference of opinion where you have learned your lesson as well. So this time around, the truth is coming out. The truth will be out, whether it's from your end or from somebody else's part of the story, the truth will be out, right? Which will take a little bit of a time where somebody would be telling you exactly what they are going for with you in their life, or they want you. Like I said, it could be a business, it could be a marriage, it could be personal, professional, any kind of project, work, whatever that situation is, but the truth will be out, right? The truth will be out. So this is because this difference of opinion was because the truth was not being told, right? So because the truth was not being told, there was a lot of difference of opinion between you and somebody, Libra. That was the conflict. That was the conflict. Because somebody was not saying what they had, what they were supposed to say here, right? So the truth will eventually come out, but it's going to be a little bit of a time taking process that will, but they are telling you guys, whatever the new start that is coming into your life, right? You have to be very wise. Keep your head over your shoulder, right? And do not take people on their face value. But again, at the same time, you by yourself, Libra, do not be stressed over this situation as well, where all the time you're kind of obsessing about the situation, whether you want to practically move towards it or you don't want to move towards it, because that situation is coming to you. The new start is coming to you, right? The decision will be yours, but you will have to see it from a different perspective. You have to release yourself from some kind of restriction, all because of the past situation where you are very restricted within yourself and you just don't want to open the door to everybody, whether old or new, whoever is coming back, right? So you have to get over that restriction, guys, and allow yourself to think, allow yourself to expand, be very more creative in your thinking, right? That if you expand, what is the benefit you get, right? And if you do it, if you don't do it, analyze it. Don't stress over that situation. Analyze it coolly. Think about it, but be creative. Think creatively about this expansion instead of shutting everything off and restricting and saying no to everything, because you have to get over that situation of hurt and grief that has been kind of, taking a hold on your energy here. Okay, so enjoy this reading, guys. Until I see you once again, till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and take care.